Welcome back, idiot fans. My name's Dave Donovan, the idiotic host of Independent Australia's Bloody Idiot of the Week. The show in which we take a hopeful look around the world for worthwhile and positive things, but finding nothing at all, instead call out the legions of jerks, imbeciles, and wall-eyed sociopaths causing chaos just about everywhere. First lot of destructive cockwafflers this week may be found in the United States, where nylon toupee doofus Donald Trump looks set to avoid impeachment after the US Senate decided to rip up their constitution and burn it on a bonfire of their own credibility.
The acquittal of Donald Trump is now a cast-iron certainty. There won't be any witnesses appearing at his impeachment trial, offering tales of alleged presidential misconduct. It had needed 4 Republican senators to vote in favour of witnesses. Only 2 did so.
Of course, genius Republican senators. Why can't you have a fair trial without any witnesses? Just don't be surprised that when the Democrats get control of the Senate again, the trial they have for Donnie Trump merely entails them voting 5 minutes later to ditch the slack-jawed teabag. The precedent has been set, morons. Next up this week is Gun Federal Minister Bridget McKenzie. You might remember Bridget from a few years ago, when she proclaimed that Australia Day should remain on January the 26th because it celebrated James Cook discovering Australia.
That is when the course of our nation changed forever, when Captain Cook stepped ashore.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Now Bridget is embroiled in the so-called sports rorts scandal. Here's a brief outline of the scandal, just in case you have recently woken up from a lengthy coma.
Already under pressure over her handling of the $100 million sports grant program, it's now been revealed Bridget McKenzie failed to disclose that she was a member of one of the clubs that received Commonwealth funds. In February last year, the minister announced the Wangaratta Clay Target Club in a key marginal seat had been approved for a $36,000 grant. A month earlier, she'd paid a visit to the club, where she apparently signed up as a full fee-paying member. But that membership was never declared on the minister's official register. A spokesperson said it was a gift and valued at less than $300, making a declaration unnecessary.
Well, here's a scoop for you idiot aficionados. It just so happens I was having lunch with well-known diary collector Mal Bruff the other day, and he said James had made him a copy of Bridget Jones Mackenzie's diary, which we both thought made very interesting reading. Let's see. Just picking a day at random here. Oh yes, 22nd of March 2019. Wait. It begins. There's no time to waste in the sports portfolio. You really need to hit the ground running. Ha! So, as usual, I leapt out of bed at the crack of noon to get things moving. After the usual humdrum of chartering a private jet, I arrived at work bright and early, 2:30 p.m, had lunch, then it was right into the hard grind of overseeing the colour coding of spreadsheets, stuffing big envelopes with huge novelty checks, and in general, grafting away. But hey, all rot and no play makes Bridgie Didge a dull girl. So, at 4:30, it was onto the RAAF jet to Wangaratta for a relaxing spot of clay pigeon shooting at that local club I may or may not be a member of. Seems legit. Next blithering ignoramus this week, as has become customary in this segment, is Prime Minister Scotty from Marketing. He not only qualifies by sticking up for Bridget Jones, but also for his inspired defence for her blatant pork barrelling just before the federal election.
And I think it's important to note that the Auditor-General did not find there were any ineligible projects that were funded under this scheme, and nor did he say that rules had been broken. There was a ministerial authority to make decisions in this matter, and that's what was exercised. Now, what Prime Ministers have always done is supported their colleagues and when matters are raised with them, and that has been done since time immemorial with Prime Ministers to relay those positions on to the relevant ministers in those programs, and that's the role that my office played.
This is like the lotto people saying, we're not going to give the prize to Glennis, who got all 6 numbers, but to our mate Bob. Well, he had a valid ticket, so he was eligible. How good is eligibility, hey Skidmo? But worthy as all these idiots are, the bloody idiot of the week this week is the English voting public, who not only voted in tousle-headed mungbean Boris Johnson recently, but also voted for Brexit, which finally happened this week. But at least they knew what they were voting for.
Well, it means ruling our own country again and having our say over what goes on here instead of being ruled by an EU state.
It means we get our country back, we get our sovereignty back.
What does that actually mean? In practical terms, what do you mean?
Well, the country's ours again, and we can have a lot more say, a lot more rule to what happens in it.
Over which rules?
So human rights and everything will be turned into our laws, and we will have the right to, well, our courts will have the right to say what goes on instead of Germany.
But hopefully it might get a lot more people together. Hopefully a lot more people will come together over this. And
why would they come together when half the country passionately didn't want this?
I don't know.
It really does restore your faith in democracy.
Prime Minister for all of the people of the United Kingdom, not just the 52% who voted for Brexit. Anyway, fuck the Pope. Hope you've enjoyed it tonight. Tommy was always a cunt. Oh, well, I didn't know that. We're out of here. Good night.
Idiots. That's it for this week. Please like, share, engage and enrage. Details below this video. But before we go, let's leave the episode on a high note for once, with a video of a mummy koala being reunited with its little baby. Oh, better luck next time, Gladys. See ya. What are you doing here? The video's finished. Oh, you wanna subscribe or donate to Independent Australia? Well, you can do that here. This is how you subscribe. And if you want to donate, then the more zeros the better. This is the way you do that. Catch you later. That's it.